Hello, everyone. So we will start this week's class, and we will not continue the last week, whatever animation we have done. Actually, we will do that. Rather, I will teach you certain things new, and we will use it inside that animation that we were making. Okay. So today we are going to learn one of the very basic animation and a very, very important animation, which is the bouncing ball animation. So the idea is basically a ball will be falling and it's bouncing, right? Why it is important? Because there are a lot of principles, there are a lot of ideas that is inside this single bouncing ball animation. And we will understand a lot of things while doing this animation. Okay. Now, there are different ways of doing bouncing ball animation. I'm going to teach you one way. There are many other ways, right? But the same principles, the same, the idea of the animation, the science behind the animation should be applied in the same way to each and every techniques. I will teach you an easy way. I'll teach you a little difficult way. But it's very important that you understand properly the basic concept behind bouncing ball animation, because we will be using this in different ways. We will not only use this bouncing ball only as a ball bouncing. Rather, if we want a character to jump, okay, a person is jumping from somewhere, the same principle of bouncing ball will be applied to that. So there are a lot of places where the principles or the techniques in which we are doing a bouncing ball animation is applied. Okay, so it's very important that we understand this bouncing ball animation in a very, very good way. So as usual, I will be doing in it in the 920 and 1080, all right, 24 frames per second and action script 3. So it will open a new window. Okay, so the first technique that we can do is simply we will put a picture on it. So the picture will be showing the basic drawing. I will send you this picture along with this video. So the picture will be showing you the basic drawing of the bouncing ball. So we can resize it according to our canvas, to our canvas size. Okay, so let's name it the guide layer and let's lock it. I don't need it. I just need this drawing below. Okay, layer 2, let's make a ball. Okay, so I don't want this border. And let's select the color as, let's say, blue. All right. Now I'm using this oval tool. Okay. And I'm making a ball, more or less the size of the ball in the drawing. Okay. So okay, so my ball is here. I want to make it into a symbol. Press F8. I have a previous ball, so let's name it ball 2. You can name it just ball. Make sure it's graphic, okay, and the registration point is in the middle. Generally, it will be in the middle, but make sure it's in the middle when you are doing it, and make sure it's graphic, not movie clip, not button, but it should be graphic. Okay, so the ball is now a symbol. All right. Okay, now below the ball layer, I want a this ground layer, okay, where the ball is jumping, I mean, is bouncing. I want that ground layer, right? So below the ball layer, I can say ground, and either you can make it like a rectangular ground like this, okay, or just you can give a line. Let's change the color. All right. Okay, you can do it like this, or you can just simply draw a line. Okay, so this will be your ground layer, whatever you want to do. Now, for this over this ball layer, I want to give a motion guide. The motion guide is basically this line, okay, which will guide the ball how it will move. All right. This is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is just drawing frame by frame. But we have already done frame by frame animation in your first animation, right? Even in the last week's animation, we have already practiced doing frame by frame. Means in each and every frame, so for the next frame, this ball will be here. And the next frame, the ball will be here. We can do it like this, or we can give it a motion, motion guide. It's like in which way the ball is moving. This motion guide will be telling the ball. Okay, so you can click on the ball layer, right click on the ball layer. You can see this option is coming, add classic motion guide. All right, click on it. Okay, so you will see these two will be in one layer. Can you say it? Guide ball and the ball layer will be together. Okay, now you can draw a line. So I want the ball to move from here to here, right? The ball should be dropping over here. Then it should be moving right across the like this, and again right across like this. So 2-3 drops. Now I can do it. I can draw the line as first as a straight line. Then if you click on the selection tool, and if you move this cursor towards the ball, I mean towards this line, near to the line, it will be, you can see this curved line just below the arrow, isn't it? So if you click on the line, you can bend it like this. Okay. Now next, you can again move the cursor in the below line. Make sure the ground layer is locked, or else you can mistake it while moving that. So make sure the ground, whatever layer you don't need, just keep it locked. Okay, that's the best way of doing it. So make sure the ground layer is locked. Then if you move the cursor near to this line, whatever you have drawn, you can see that it's also moving. So let's bend it. Okay, now I want a drop over here, right? The ball will drop. So press Alt in your keyboard, press Alt and click on the ball. I mean, click on this line. So you can see this, you're creating a point. Okay, I'm showing you again. So this is one single line. Basically, if you click on this selection tool, below this sub-selection tool, you can see the points. How many points are there? How many breaks are there in the line? So here you don't see any break, right? One break is here in this below 1 point, and it's starting from this point and ending at this point, right? Now, if you click Alt and you want the ball to be going up and down, so I want this point to be here, maybe. Okay, let's say here. Sorry. If you click Alt and click the ball, it will create a new point. Okay, so you can press it here where you want the ball to bounce, and then adjust this line. Okay, it's more or less the same. If you want more curve, you need to put this point more down. Again, press Alt on your keyboard and fetch, pull this point here, and you can get a little more curve. Okay. Then again, I want this to be going up as a bounce. Again, I want a drop. So again, press Alt and click on the ball. It will create another point. Okay. And you can adjust it while doing this, don't press Alt. All right. Whenever you are pressing Alt and clicking on the line, it will create one new point. Okay. So let's say this is my bounce and this is my last bounce. Again, click the ball, pressing Alt, and it will create a new curve. Okay. And I want this ball to go straight. Right. So now you can just give a mark for example, 35 frames, let's say 36 frames. Okay, or the 2-second mark, 48 frames, press F5. All right. Now, the next is the ball is falling, and you can see these 2 frames in the guide layer. These 2 are very important frames. Actually, these 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the ball is dropping on the ground, bouncing on the ground. Now, if you remember stretch and squash, this is squash. This frame is squash. This frame is stretch. This frame is stretch. So while coming on the ground, dropping on the ground, there will be the squash frame, right? Then these 2 stretch frames, just before the squash frame and after the squash frame. So you can calculate how many frames are between this frame from the first frame to the squash frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the sixth frame, press F6 and move the ball in the squash area, in the squash point. Okay. Now you need to change the shape. Just follow the guide layer below. All right. So this is your shape. Now on the before frame is the stretch frame. The squash frame is here. In here is the stretch frame. Again, F6. Or what you can do is you can copy this frame because I want the same size of the ball. The ball volume should not change a lot. So what you can do is you can copy this and press here. Okay. So just before the frame, just before the sixth frame and the fifth frame, because you're counting, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the fifth frame. I have this ball in this frame. So let's delete this and I will put this ball over here. Again, for the size of the ball, if you're doing this for the first time, just try to follow the guide. Okay, you can do this without the picture also, no issues. But it's if you're doing it for the first time, it's recommendable that you can do it following this picture drawing. It's easier for you. All right. So this is the stretch squash. After the stretch, after the squash, we have this stretch layer again. So next frame, okay, again, copy this one, or just because this is the after frame, if you press F6, this frame will be continuing. You can move this over here and give it the stretch. Remember one thing, that this frame will have more stretch, this frame will have less stretch, because this is coming down, right? This height of the bounds is coming down, isn't it? So this will have more stretch, this will have a little less stretch. Another thing is to remember that you should always place the ball on this guideline, motion guideline. Okay, so you can actually see that this middle of the ball, okay, if you click this ball, this middle of the ball is placed on this white spot is placed on this line. Okay, that should be there, or else it will not follow this guide. It's like the anchor point. Okay, so please make sure this line is on the middle of this ball, of this line. Okay. Okay, next is, so I have got this first bounce. Okay, now is the topmost layer for this ball. Until what point it is going up, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 11th layer, you can, the size of the ball is same as the first one, right? So you can copy this and paste in the 11th layer. Delete the previous frame. Okay, so the same frame as the first layer. The size of the ball will be coming back to normal. Again, the stretch and squash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here, this is the 5th frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Press F6. So you can take this ball here and change the shape by pressing free transform tool. And remember, this squash will be lesser than the first squash, because as it is coming from less height, the squash is less. If it is coming from more height, the squash will be more. Okay, so because the power in the ball is becoming lesser and lesser, isn't it, as it is dropping. So in the first, before this layer will be our stretch layer. So again, you can click it, this layer, copy here, paste, delete this layer, delete this ball, and place it here, and just make sure you place it on this line. So my guideline is a little off from this picture. It's fine, no issues. Okay, so it's almost the same to this bounce layer. Okay, and next goes the again it is going up, so F6, and you can pull this over here, rotate, and give it a little less stretch. Okay, so it is coming down, stretch, squash, stretch. Okay, again, it is going up to this point. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it will be the same size over here. So you can copy this and 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can paste over here, delete this, drag this to this point, right? Now again there is a drop, so over here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, F6. Okay, so this squash is done. Before that, I have this stretch layer, so I can copy this and paste it. Just Control C and Control V. Again, delete this one. Okay, and after this, F6, I can drag this one over here. It's almost round, right? Okay, then 1, 2, just after this frame, I have this ball, 2. Okay, delete this one, fetch it over here, right? And then the ball is going down. 1, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, F6, a little squash. Okay, then almost in the next frame, it is again going. This is actually going over here. So delete this one. I just want to see my guideline. And the ball will just go a little bit here. So after 2, 3 frames, you can press F6 and move the ball over here. So basically, this is what is happening. Okay, so as you can see, the ball is moving exactly along with this motion guideline, right? Now there are a few things more to do here. One is, first give this, select this whole layer, the ball layer, and right click, create classic twin. Okay, so create classic twin. Now I need to give the timing. I need to set the timing properly. How will I do it is, understand this thing very carefully. So the ball is falling from this ground, from this top part. Okay, it is falling in speed. Okay, now the thing is, if you just see the onion skin, all of the frames are placed at the equal distance, right? But in the picture, it is not like that. In the picture, these frames are close and these frames are, far away from each other. Again, while it is going up, this is close at the top, and while it is falling or while it is going up, the frames have more distance, right? This is because of the, the ease in and ease out. When a thing is starting, it is falling faster, right? Dropping, going up slower because of the gravity. Here, gravity is pulling the ball towards the ground. Now the ball is jumping up, so it is slow. Again, it is pulling the ball towards the ground, so it is fast. Again, jumping up, so slow. Again, fast, slow, fast, right? So this will be the timing in the ball. So what we can do is click in between. Okay, click in between from the first frame while it is falling down. Okay, any frame in between. Go to the properties layer. If you click on object, oh, all right, sorry, frame, not object. If you click on frame in the properties layer, just click in between while the ball is falling down in this space. Kindly notice the space properly. Okay, you will see F twinning. It might be like this for you. You can click it. You will see twinning is properties together. Okay, there are two options, together and separately. Together, effect classic ease, let it be classic ease. Here there's a zero number, so there is no ease in ease out. Now what you can do is give it a number, -80, let's say. Okay, that means it is easing in, it is falling faster, right? Dropping. Again, get your cursor over here. Okay, while it is going up. All right, now I need it to be slower. Again, make it +80 or just 80. All right, so it is falling faster, going slower, reaching this point. Make sure, please, one very important thing is make sure these points don't have any value. Okay, this is the stagnant point. Then again, it will come down fast. Okay, this should not have, this keyframe should not have any value over here. It should be 0. Then come to the next part while it is again falling down. Okay, here you can give, this will be slower than the first one. So first one I have given -80. The second one I will give -60, let's say. Okay, because the power of the ball is coming less every time it is bouncing, isn't it? Again, it is falling, going up. While going up, again, it should be sorry. Let's say the power is, I've given here 80. Let's say the power over here is 60. Okay. Again, it is falling down. Make sure, again, the first one should not have any value. If this frame have any value, please make it 0. Okay. While the ball is at the top position, top frame, topmost frame, it should not have any value. Again, it is falling down. So let's, I'll click over here in the middle and it should be -40. So 2020, I'm coming less. Okay, it is dropping down, going up. Okay, so there is just one frame over here. I'll make it +40. Okay, it's at the top, and again I'll make sure this don't have any value, and again it is falling down, and this will be -20. Okay, it is dropping, going up and going this way. So I can just give here +20. Okay, so my value is slowly decreasing, right? Now, if I say it, let's now delete this guide layer. I don't need it anymore. Now let's play it. Control Enter, you can see. Got it? So you can see the ball bouncing. Okay, so this is your how you do the ball bouncing animation. So there are a lot of things to keep in your mind over here. First, the curvature of the fall, they should not be straight line. Second, the placement of these keyframes. Of course, these are called keyframes, right? You should know this by now. So I have done all the keyframes. When I've given the tweening, it have done all the in-betweens. I'll show you that in a minute. So the keyframes, that means a squashed stretch should be done properly. Okay. Why I have copied and pasted this frame over here is so that the volume, the overall volume of the ball should be the same. Okay, it should not be very big or very small in any of these like in these stretch and squash frames. Second is this topmost point, apex point of this bounce should be marked properly, and the frame should be calculated in a decreasing manner. So here the bounce is in 6th frame, here the next bounce is in 5th frame, here it is in 4th frame, the next one is in 3rd frame. Like this it have gone in a decreasing manner. Got it? Next is giving the ease in, ease out. Very, very important. That will give a proper animation timing, and timing is one of the most important principle. So now you can actually see that there are more frames near to the top, right? Just like in the picture, isn't it? So there are more frames nearer to the top and near to the bottom, and lesser frames in the in the middle, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 6th. 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So you can see it's just like the ball, just like the picture, right? So if I'm playing it, you can do it by Control Enter. You can see the ball bouncing properly. All right. Now, if you think that there is a little bit more space required over here, just press F5. Okay. If you think one more space is required over here, just press F5. So it will be giving a little bit more timing. If you want the ball to be bouncing with a little bit more time, all right, you can add the timing by just pressing F5. You're adding one frames, blank frames inside, and it's becoming the time is becoming more and more. Okay. So this is one way of doing the ball animation, bouncing ball animation. The second way is just going frame by frame, but I didn't do it because we have already studied frame by frame, right, in the last animation. So this is one thing new that you have done this motion guide. Okay. So this is one. Second is we can do another ball animation. There are different types of ball. Now this, we can say it's a rubber ball, right? A tennis ball kind of thing. We can do a bounce, a volleyball, or let's say a ping pong ball. Okay. So for all those, we will have the same principles, but the animation will be different. Okay. And we have to understand the movement of each kind of balls very, very properly to animate. That is one of the very important thing in animation. You have to observe from nature. You have your playground over there, right? You have your indoor playground in Benue campus also. So you have the ping pong ball. Go there. Okay, go to your sports room, go in the playground, just bounce and tell your friend to bounce. And you have the basketball court over there. So tell your friend to bounce the basketball. Okay, you can do a video of it and see the video in slow motion. Got it? You can ask your friend to bounce the basketball many number of times, and you can see the video and you can click the video of it. You can make a video in your mobile. And after it, see the video in slow motion. So you will understand how the ball is bouncing. Okay. Or else you can have your table tennis, your ping pong. You can see you can bounce your ping pong ball and try to notice how the ball is bouncing. Okay. You can make a video, see it in slow motion. You can notice how the ball is bouncing, right? So observing how different objects behave in real life is very important for doing proper animation. Again, I repeat this sentence. This is very, very important for all of you. Observing how real objects behave in your real life is very important to do a proper animation, because that is your main ground. After that, you can add exaggeration, you can add appeal and make the animation better, right? Make the animation more interesting. But the basic ground of your animation should be observation of how the real movements are happening. Okay, so this is very, very important. Now let's do another type of bouncing ball animation. Let's say a ping pong ball. So I'll open a new file. Okay. Okay, so for the ping pong ball, I don't have any reference pictures. So let's do it from our own idea. The first is just draw a ground layer. Okay, that will help you to decide how the ball bounce will be. Name it ground. Okay, and just lock it. I don't need to do anything on this layer, right? Just lock it. Next is the ping pong ball. Okay. Now let's draw the ball. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's a small ball. Now imagine the quality. What is the quality difference between the object difference between a ping pong ball and a rubber ball or a tennis ball? The tennis ball is soft, right? And the ping pong ball is hard. It's plastic, right? And the tennis ball is very soft, right? It's rubber. So the ping pong ball will not have a lot of stretch and squash. Okay. Generally, it don't have any stretch and squash, but we will give because we are adding exaggeration in all the animations. Guys, make sure you all know the principles of animations by heart. Okay, or else you will find the difficulty of applying this, because I have taken the classes of your principle of animation, I think, and I have told you guys that all this will be applicable while we are doing animation, isn't it? So please make sure the principles of animation you remember and you learn by heart. Okay, so and it will bounce a lot because it's a plastic ball. It will bounce a lot more than the rubber ball. Okay, so we have the ping pong ball. We will create the add motion guide. So it is falling here, let's say. Okay, and I will draw the straight line and then I will make the curves. Okay, you can also make it in a different way. You can draw it here. From there, you can draw this. It's going up. Okay, from here you can draw this. It's going because the bounce is more, right? Okay, and it is going out of the frame, right? Now, after this, you can bend the lines, right? So like this also you can do, but I don't like this points over here if you do it like this way. Okay, I don't personally like the points to be bending like this, but you can of course do this. That is why I prefer a straight line to be drawn, and then you can bend the line. But this also works, no issues. You can make it like this, but make sure the bend is not like this. Okay, it's proper, right? It will go out of the frame. Okay, so I will say, let's do it in 2 seconds frame. That means 48 frames, F5. Okay. Now, I don't have a picture, so I will do it from my own idea of the ball bouncing. And later, if I want, I can add few frames over there. I can delete few frames from somewhere. Okay, let's see. So I will mark on the ball is falling, and it will be a little bit lighter. The weight of ping pong ball will be light, right? I mean, it is the weight is it's not as much as the what you say, the rubber ball, right? So it will fall in a little bit slow speed. You know the physics behind it, right? If you drop a feather, it will fall very slowly because the weight of the feather is very less. If you drop an iron, it will fall very fast because it's more weight, isn't it? So I will give myself some few frames for it to drop. So for example, 10th frame, F6. Okay, I didn't make the ball into a symbol. So I will make it into a symbol, F8, and graphic. Okay, sorry. Okay, so on 10th frame, I want the ball to fall. So here, now technically, the ping pong ball won't have any squash, but as it's an animation, I will give it a little squash. It will look better. So just a little bit, okay? And there is no need basically to give a stretch. But if you want, you can give it. But there's no need actually, okay? Now it is going up. So I have given 10 frames over here. So I'll give 9 frames. So on the 19th frame, I will push it on the topmost part. Okay, F6. And copy this. Copy this one. Place it here. Okay, because I want the ball to be the same size. All right, now in the 8th frame, I will be making the drop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, F6. Right. Again, I'll be giving a little bit of squash. If you can't control it, just zoom in. Yes, I think that's fine. Okay, so this is 8th frame, right? So on the 7th frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'll copy this frame, isn't it? So copy, paste, I'll delete this one. Okay, now 6th frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F6. I'll put this ball over here. Okay. Again, a very little bit of squash. Okay. All right. So I think 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th frame, it will go up. So this frame or this one, I can copy and paste, delete this frame. It will go up over here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, over here, 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yes. So 4, that means it will go over here. Okay. Again, very little squash. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3. F6. I want this one to be copied over here. I want to delete this frame. I mean that ball, and going here. Okay. Then 1, 2, F6. It is going down. Just press F5. Or else you can delete this. So, delete this. Okay. So you can select this one, right click, create classic twin. I'll give the timing. So here I want the timing to be minus 100, or say minus 80. Okay. Here as it is going up, plus 80, falling down, minus 60, going up, plus 60, falling down, minus 40, going up, plus 40, going down, minus 20, going up, plus 20, basically this is going down in a, so let's say 10. Okay, anyways we can't see it, so let's play it. Okay, so the thing is here, yeah, I think this one needs a little faster. So let's delete few frames from here. So okay, so shortcut is Shift F5. I will delete one frame from here. I will delete one frame from here. One frame in all the four parts. I'll delete. Yes, it looks better. Right? And here I can add a little bit of frames because I want it to fall um, faster. I mean, a little bit slower. So, right? Okay, so if you want it to be a little bit more slower while it is falling down, in all the falling portions, you can add 1 or 2 frames. Because if you feel it is isn't it better? Because it's lightweight, it's going to have that slow speed inside it, right? Okay, if you want to make it more faster, just remove frames, Shift F5 from all the areas. And it will become much more faster. Okay, but I don't think this is proper, so I think the last one is good. I think this is fine. Okay, so this is how you adjust, and keep on adjusting. You will feel yourself, because we have all seen this, right? We have seen a rubber ball bouncing. We have seen a ping pong ball bouncing. So we have seen all these things. So we will understand somehow that okay, this is looking good. Or else you directly take reference from a video, from a picture, like I have said. Okay, it's for the beginning. It's very good if you are taking a reference from a video. Okay, then you will understand very clearly the bouncing of the balls. Okay, so this is one way, one ball. And if I say, for example, do an iron ball, a bowling ball, okay, so how which will be? First is a ground layer, right? Lock it, you need it. Next is a bowling ball. So I will make a big ball. You can even make this ball, you can give a shadow or something. Okay, like this also you can give the color in the ball, right? But let's make a simple. So this is, sorry, convert to symbol. Bowling ball, graphic, registration point is the middle. All right. Now the bowling ball is a very heavy ball. It hardly bounces, right? It's very difficult for a bowling ball to bounce because it's an iron ball. It's a heavy ball. So name the layer. So let's say I'll just give a 35 frames. Ball, add classic motion guide. It will just fall. Okay. Make a little bounce. Let's drop. So I will fall. Make a little bounce and drop. So I'll just bend it a little bit, add 1 point, and make it straight. Okay, this is my guide. So it's quite heavy, so it will drop suddenly. Let's say in the 5th frame. F6. Straight away bring the ball down. right? I prefer to apply a little bit of stretch and squash, squash in all the bounces. You can avoid it. But giving a little bit of stretch, a squash makes it looks better. That's my point, okay? But you can avoid doing it. So I'll give a very little, it's too much. Yes. Okay, then it goes up, which is like the second frame from the first one because it's very less distance, right? So F6. It's going up. I'll just copy this one. Press it here. Delete this one. Okay. And just after one frame only, it will again drop. So again, F6. In this drop, I won't give any kind of stretch and squash. And it will slowly move. So maybe in the 16th frame, F6, it will just go over here. Okay. It is coming out of the frame. Make it a little bit short, smaller because it's going out of the frame. Apply classic twin. So again, as it is falling, it will be falling very fast. So push it to 100. And in this one, it's just going up one frame. Push it to 100. It's very fast going, right? It's falling minus 80 because the speed will be a little bit less. Okay, and this is just, it's going, so I want it to be 100 because it's going to be going slow, right? So let's see. Okay. You can make it a little bit slow by changing this. If you click on this pencil here behind classic twin, there will be this. So it will be starting fast and becoming slow. So let's see how it looks. There's no problem. Yes. Okay. So if you don't want, you can also, you need to bring it until the end. Because it might be too big. I mean, I don't want this line to go till that line, till that end. Yes, looks better. Okay. So all these are, I have applied the same ideas, but in different types of ball animation, right? One is a heavy ball, one is a very light ball, right? So it will bounce a lot, okay? And one is a average bouncing ball, okay? And that is how you do the ball animation. Now there are different techniques again, okay? You can do frame by frame, you can do like how I have done. This is the easiest way. You have to just do the apex frames. Apex frames means the topmost height in which the ball is going for each and every bounce. And also you have to do this stretch and squash this one frame here, here, and here. Okay, so each stretch and the two squashes, each stretch and the two squashes. The very important thing to keep in your mind is the timing, the ease in, ease out, you know, the location of the frames. Those are very important things that you should keep in your mind and follow the principles properly. Okay, so once you do all these things, ball animation is very easy for you to do. But the thing you have to keep in your mind is doing ball animation properly will help you a lot with the next animations that we are going to do. Okay, this same principle we are going to apply, the spacing, timing we are going to apply. So it's very important that you do it in a nice way. Okay, spacing and timing is very, very important for doing the animation. All right, and that makes things look good visually, or else the animation will look very flat. It will not it will not have the same effect. All right. So yeah, so this week, just practice doing the ball animation. How many ball animation you can do? You can have different types of balls, and you can do many other different types of balls also. And just follow this technique and do as many as ball animation as you can. By the end of this week, please send me the exercise of just the ball animation, not the work that you have done last week. No, I don't want that, because that I will continue in the next week. Okay, I will apply this principle of ball animation in there, and we will be doing another simple animation inside that and complete it. But this week, I just want to see your files for your ball animation, how you are doing your ball animation. Okay, so after your class, practicing the ball animation, send me the videos and FLA files, okay, the animate files, and I will check and let you know if there is any mistake. Okay, so I'm stopping the video over here. Kindly continue doing your works. If there is any confusion, kindly let me know. Right, bye guys, bye everyone.